Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you an OP Oath of Vengeance Paladin build guide in Baldur's Gate 3. Now, this is funny, I haven't done a build on this yet because the Oath of Vengeance Paladin was what I did for my first playthrough, so we're going to go with this road. Now, one thing, the Paladin does multi-class really well, but we're going to stick with mostly the Paladin for this build guide. If you want to see a very powerful Paladin build guide, look at my most OP Honor Mode build. This is going to add in the Bard, and just, it's crazy strong, but the Oath of Vengeance is really great because it gives us Inquisitor's Smite, which can add additional damage, radiant damage equal to our charisma modifier, and it can potentially daze targets for one turn. When a target is dazed, they have disadvantage on wisdom saving throws, so we can land things like hold person much more frequently with this. And Oath of Vengeance, you can also break your oath if you want to go Oathbreaker, but we're not going to talk about that for the purpose of this video. So we want to get our charisma up to a 16 here because it's going to increase the damage. So +3 there. So charisma obviously being a big stat for us, as well as strength and to a minor degree dexterity and constitution. So if we're able to, it'd be nice to get the constitution up to 14. So if you have to dump like wisdom, that's not ideal, but this is going to give us a little bit extra health. However, you can go with like 12 and then go 10 and then put the final point into like intelligence, or actually you can put the final point into it's tricky here because you don't want your stats unbalanced, but you could also very much just go 14 charisma for more health, or 14 dexterity for a higher initiative. So somewhere's around there, but you want to have your strength maxed and then charisma maxed. So this is ideal stats early game. However, you can also use strength potions, and this will set our strength to 20, and you can buy 3 of them from Aunt Ethel, and then in end game you can get a bunch of strength potions. So use these stats, but we can also dump our strength and go all in on like constitution or dexterity. So we could go 16 constitution and then go upwards of 15, and then that allows us to put our wisdom up. So if you want to dump stats, you can go that road. You can also use the wisdom gloves if you want, or the dexterity gloves if you want to, but even something like this works pretty well, or putting that point into here and going like that, and somewhere around there if you're going to dump strength. So just want to give multiple stat distributions because some people really like to use strength potions. I got some people that comment and say no, only use strength potions. But yeah, we're going to be going over the gear at the end of this video, as well as a combat guide. So at level 2 we get our best asset with Divine Smite. Now you could multi-class out and take Bard up to level 10 because that'll give us higher spell slots and give the ability to get a level 6 spell slot because we want Divine Smite here. But yeah, this is really nice because we also get a fighting style. So dueling is great if you're going to use a shield. Great weapon fighting is going to be good if you use a like a two-handed weapon. But defense is always a good choice for a +1 armor class. You can't go wrong with that because everyone that plays Paladin is going to wear armor. So yeah, it's pretty useful. As for the spells that we're going to want to have, I would go with something like this. Giving us the Smites is nice. They do use bonus actions, so keep that in mind. And 2 of them require concentration, so Wrathful Smite and Searing Smite. Command is awesome because it's crowd control without a concentration. And then additionally, we can go with Bless. You should always have someone with Bless in your party. If you don't, take it. Otherwise, Divine Favor to add extra radiant damage as a bonus action is nice because we do have the Inquisitor's Might, but even getting this is good because I'll show you how. There's some gear that makes this build really strong with radiating orbs. Now, Vow of Enmity is awesome. It's a bonus action, advantage on attack rolls against an enemy, but you can cast this on yourself and give yourself advantage on attack rolls against all enemies. So that's really good. We also get Hunter's Mark, which will add additional 1d6 of damage every time you attack it with a weapon attack. And Bane, which is the opposite of Bless. Don't use Bane that much, honestly. And then we'd also get Shield of Faith, Concentration, increase armor class by 2. But we probably want Bless over that. Compel Duel is nice too, but the Paladin doesn't progress levels very quickly in terms of spell casting, so we actually get quite a few of them. We get another Lay Hands charge here, and we get ourselves a Feat. So there's a few really great options. Alert for the +5 initiative is great, especially if you're on honor mode. This will help out a lot, as you can't be surprised as well. +5 initiative basically means you're probably going to go first in most combat encounters. Warcaster advantage on saving throws, the whole concentration is pretty good, and it gives you a Shock and Grasp reaction, which the Paladin doesn't have really any reactions. Polearm Master is good if you want to use a glaive, halberd, or quarterstaff, or spear, and that's pretty nice. But also Sentinel to whenever an enemy moves in range, we can use a reaction to make an attack, and an advantage on opportunity attacks. However, I think that increasing our charisma is kind of the best move here because this is going to increase the amount of spell save DC that we get, so we can land our hold persons much more frequently. Which, speaking of hold person, we get at level 5. So hold enemy still. This is a big power spike, by the way, for the Paladin. So at level 5, you get the extra attack as well. You get Misty Step, you get hold person. the Vengeance Paladin becomes pretty scary at this point. We also get our race trait at level 5. If you got the spells there. So we get 2 extra spells that we can select. So Magic Weapon and Branding Smite are good ones. Aid is good, but you can have someone at camp cast this on everyone and leave them at camp and then get all the benefits of it. Plus, the Paladin only gets level 3 spells, so you can't actually make the most benefit of that. So we're going to go with that for our spells at level 5. And at level 6, we get ourselves the Aura of Protection. It says gain a +0 bonus to saving throws, but it's your Charisma modifier, so we add +4 to everyone's saving throws when they're within 3 meters of us. So that is really good. We can take protection from poison if you really want to. It lasts until long rest, which is great. Lesser restoration is also good to have. Prevent disease, poison, paralysis, or blindness. Not essential, but it can be useful. Level 7, we get the Relentless Avenger. So if you hit an enemy with an opportunity attack, your movement speed increases by 4.5 meters on your next turn. So this is a good one to pair with like the Sentinel perk. So we want to probably take that at next level. And then we can take the Compelled Duel there. Or even Heroism is pretty nice for temporary health points. It's pretty nice. But here at level 8, we get just another spell. So the Paladin is kind of bare at level 8. But we do get if we take the Sentinel, this makes opportunity attacks. So whenever someone moves in melee range, you can attack them with this. And can no longer move whenever you attack them with Sentinel. So that's really good. So Sentinel Vengeance, when enemy within melee range attacks an ally, you can use a reaction to make a weapon attack. If you hit a creature with an opportunity attack, it can no longer move, and then you get advantage on opportunity attacks. So really good. And then we also move faster on our next turn, so it pairs really well together. At level 3 or level 9, we get ourselves some extra oaths, so we can get haste, which is huge. +2 to armor class, gain an action, become faster. You double your movement speed. Protection from energy is okay, but not something we're using often. And we get ourselves level 3 spell slots, which is a big power spike for us. So as for the spells that we're going to take, I think it's best to go with Elemental Weapon. You can choose an Elemental Power, which is really, really nice. There's many ways we can abuse that. Revivify is good. Blinding Smite will potentially blind the target and deals radiant damage. Doesn't require concentration, so that's another nice benefit. Crusader's Mantle will give everyone within 9 meters additional radiant damage, which is great if you stack it with other things. Warden of Vitality can also give you some extra healing, so it could be useful to take just for in situations where you run out of short rests. Paladin level 10, we get ourselves a Lay Hands charge, and we get the Aura of Courage. So you and nearby allies can't be frightened, and this aura disappears if you fall unconscious. So this is pretty good. Can't be frightened. That's useful for a variety of reasons. So we'll keep it like that for our level 10. And then at level 11, we get ourselves the Improved Divine Smite. So this is a really big benefit of going all the way to level 11 with a Paladin, is melee weapons deal an additional 1 to 8 radiant damage. So that's pretty good. We also get another level 3 spell slot, and we can take another spell. So Crusader's Mantle, Crusader's Mantle, I guess we'll go with. But of all the Paladin spells, Divine Smite is your main damage dealer. Now we can go here, we get another feat, another spell, but I actually think it's best for us to add in the Cleric. This also gives us unique dialogue options, and we also get Resistance, Guidance, Sacred Flame. That'd probably be the best 3 to take there. And I like the War Domain Cleric because we get ourselves a War Priest charges, which gives us 3 bonus action attacks per long rest. So that's huge. We also get spells we already have, but Tempest Domain, if you didn't take Sentinel, going with this will give 2 to 16 lightning or thunder damage, which is really great. The Light Cleric can also protect your team, but I think that War Domain just works the best here for bonus action attacks. Now, for your Deity, Selune gives you the most options for dialogue, which is really great, but you can go with really any of these. Mistra, your choice. You become a paladin of that deity. So there's actually some unique dialogue for some of these. Like if you become a paladin of tier, you can actually talk to the paladins at the start of the game and get extra dialogue there. So some cool extra benefits. As for the extra spells, Healing Word is nice for bonus action healing. You can go this route. We already have Command. We already have a lot of these. Sanctuary, Healing Word, or if you have a Storm team, getting Create Water can be nice to double the damage of lightning and cold spells, but Sanctuary or Healing Word are kind of the best choices here, so I think Sanctuary just works best on this build because we got a lot of offensive power. So now I'll be getting into the gear because this is what makes this build pretty strong. So we get ourselves, I have the Helm of Baldur on, but you can go with really the Birthright too. This will give you a +2 to Charisma, so we can get our Charisma up to 20 there because we didn't take another ability score improvement, but we could even get a +6 to our Charisma checks if we went that route. We also want to have our auras up, so you can go with that there, and then also we have the Warden of Vitality with another aura. Trying to find the other one that we have here, because you also get the one that's going to increase increase to a saving throws. So there's a few different armor pieces that we can. Oh, there it is, right above, of course. So there we go. We got our 2 auras on, so +5 to saving throws. Can't be frightened. And I went with the Cloak of Protection, Boots Protection, Ring of Protection for 20. It gives us 27 armor class, 20 from the armor. Armor Persistence is late game armor on good playthrough, which Paladins typically are on a good playthrough unless you're Oathbreaker. But there's also a really great option early game. I'm trying to find it. I think I might have put it. I think I actually put it in the the chest earlier. But the Luminous Armor is incredible for early game because you can apply Radiant. Whenever you do Radiant damage, you can apply Radiating Orbs 2 turns to the target. Same thing here. Whenever we deal with Radiant damage, it applies 2 turns of Radiating Orb. And then I also went with the Sacred Star. However, early game, your best weapon is probably the Falar Alluve weapon, which is a very common, popular weapon in this game. So you can go with the Falar Alluve early in the game. There it is there. And you can use the Shriek to increase your damage. But the Paladin also works well with like any heavy weapons as well. But I went with the Sacred Star. I think this is the best. It adds Radiating Orbs. Whenever you attack undead creatures, it potentially turns them. And it also gives Tenacity, which deals your strength modifier and damage. So with the strength potions, that's how we're able to get our strength up to 27 for a +8 to our charisma modifier. It gets pretty good. We also have, if you have summons like Cheeky Quasit and Us, it's good to have those brought in. But you can use Quasit to start the combat. Now, Inquisitor's Might will potentially daze targets, which is great, but we also have the Divine Favor, which will apply for 3 turns, which adds extra radiant damage. So we can go ahead and attack, and we're going to do quite a bit of damage with that, but also apply Radiating Orbs. So the Luminous Gloves will add that to 2 turns of Radiating Orbs. You can also go with the Gloves of Belligerence, guys. So whenever you deal radiant damage, you get 2 turns of Reverberation. And you can also go with the Boots of Stormy Clamor there, which whenever you apply apply a condition, and Ability Drain from the Illithid abilities counts, you can apply 2 turns of Reverberation. Radiant Orb also counts as 1, so those boots go together very well with that. So Tenacity will still allow us to deal 8 damage and then also apply the Radiating Orb, so that's pretty good. We can just continually deal damage. But a big thing is using your Divine Smite. So we got a few spells here that we can use this on, or spell slots we can use this on. That'll still allow us to deal damage, which is nice. Tenacity is awesome. So yeah, that's 7 stacks of Radiating Orb, just like that. So with a Divine Smite, you get the ability to stack those up 6 turns of Radiating Orbs. So that's 1 from here, 1 turn from there, 2 turns from there, 2 turns from Divine Smite, and another one from I don't know where, but it gives 6 stacks per attack. So you can go around 2 attacks, and it gives a -10 to attack rolls. So you're pretty much unstoppable at that point. And you're also applying your Reverberation to potentially knock them down. So this is really good. Radiating Orbs are a lot of fun, and I highly recommend it on a Paladin or a Cleric. You can add give your Cleric Radiating Orb gear, like the chest armor, the Luminous Armor. You can give that to a light Cleric because it's only medium armor. But then you can go ahead with this on your Paladin. So typically what we want to do is we want to get up close in combat, and then we're just going to use a Divine Smite, and you can upcast this for additional damage. So well, I guess the additional damage from the Paladin at level 11 gives us another stack of Radiating Orbs. So he might run away. He did. And we hit him with Sentinel, so we stopped him in place. Good. I didn't know how to stop that, but we'll just end our turn there. Halston's on the ground. So then we hit him with that, so we get ourselves increased movement speed, which is nice, but we can just run back to him and then hit him with another Divine Smite here. So, but we can also, since we got bonus action, we can use I have the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel equipped here, so this gives you the ability to cast illusion or enchantment spells as a bonus action. Which I don't know why it's not triggering there, but we'll just attack again. It might not account towards combat. So he has 10 stacks of Radiating Orb. He also has the 2 turns of Reverberation, 2 stacks of Ability Drain, and then we can use our bonus action to do something like Hold Person. He's got a high chance of resisting it, but we got counterspelled by Mazoras. Of course we did. But you can see there how this build gets really powerful. The Oath of Vengeance Paladin is extremely strong. I would recommend going with that. We could have also did a bonus action attack. That would have been another choice that we could have went with. But yeah, this build is really strong for a number of reasons. So I just wanted to cover the Oath of Vengeance because I haven't done a build on it yet. So it's really strong. The Oath of Vengeance is what I went with on my first playthrough. I don't like seeing Scratch come after me, so we're just going to end that video there. But yeah, that's a very powerful Oath of Vengeance Paladin in Baldur's Gate 3. So if you found this video useful, please hit that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.